Welcome back to the Tap Review. Today we're going to dive into Waco, Texas's first craft brewery, Bare Arms Brewing. I've got 4 of their beers to try. I guarantee you none of them are going to disappoint you. My favorite one is a limited time offering that they just released this weekend. Get down there and try it before it's gone. So come on, let's have a beer together. First up on our plate, we've got the COVID Cure. It's a double IPA. It's 9.2% ABV, and then it has 95 IBUs. It's made with Mosaic and Simcoe hops. It's probably way more information than half of you care about. Here's the thing with IPAs. IPAs are not just overly hoppy beers. They're actually well-crafted, deeper complexity takes on the simplest form of beer. Because every time you add ingredients, you have to add something somewhere else to balance it out. This one is all about that. As I pour it up, you're going to notice that not only does this have the nice dark hue of a fresh ale, because it's an India Pale Ale, but also has this nice little head and wonderful champagne quality bubbles. The other nice thing about it is the hops. These hops are not skunky. The types of hops that are in this is all about fruit. It's not about spice. It's not about blow your socks off or ruin your palate. It's just about what it smells like, and it is heavenly. Let's go in for a sip. That's fantastic. Here's the thing about this IPA. God, that's good. It's light and it's crisp. But what I really like about it is that it's not overbearing in any of the 3 categories that I like to think of an IPA in. You got boozy, you've got sweetness, which is from the malt bill, the actual fermentables of the beer, and then you've got hoppy, and that's from the actual hops that they use for it. And this one's pretty well balanced in all 3. It's really nicely done. It's light and refreshing. It lets you know there's 9% in this can, but it doesn't drink like it. It's warm on the palate without being like overly expressive, but still has a nice little touch of sweetness to kind of make you want to come back for more. I really like that. I really think you're going to like that. Definitely go check out what Kevin and Keith are brewing up. This is just out this weekend, and it is phenomenal. I really think you're going to enjoy it. Cheers. On to the next one. Let's take a couple of seconds. We're going to make sure our palate gets a chance to recover, because what we have next requires every bit of what we can give it. Now that we've given our taste buds a chance to kind of recuperate from all of that IPA attention that they got, let's move into something a little bit different. So for those of you that don't like IPAs because they're just too bitter or skunky or whatever it is that you don't like about them, and that's fine, there's another style of beer that is really gaining a lot of traction in the craft market, and one of Bare Arms' flagships, and that's a sour beer. This is the Nebulas Tart sour beer. Now, not all sours are created equal. In fact, what actually makes a lot of sour beer sour is a bacteria that's added into the beer. This bacteria, known as lactobacillica, photo here, lets you kind of get an idea of why this is different. See, most beers is all about being as sterile as possible. With lactobacillica, it's actually a bacteria intentionally added into the process. Now you'd be thinking, I don't want to drink anything that has bacteria in it. Why not? You like pickles, right? How about yogurt, cheese, or my personal favorite, kimchi or sauerkraut? All of those contain lactobacillica. It's a naturally occurring process that turns a lot of good foods into great foods. The Nebulas Tart is a little bit different because it's low alcohol content. See, it's a sour, but it's a subcategory of sours called Berliner Weisse. Now, what's really nice about those is that they're kind of like an unsweetened lemonade. I want you to think of it that way. You wouldn't think of lemonade as being sour, but it's refreshing, and that's the whole purpose of this. Low alcohol content allows you to enjoy the beer. In fact, Berliner Weisse is the only beer that's actually acceptable to drink through a straw. I don't believe in it, but some people do. So, to each their own. But to me and to you, the Nebulas Tart. You get that little bit of a twinge in your nose like you're about to eat a sour candy. It's really good. Very sour. It's not overpowering. It's not like a Sour Patch Kid candy. It's really interesting. The ability to taste sour was actually kind of like this adaptation of our body, because things in nature that we're not supposed to eat taste bitter and or sour. That's a way of our brain saying we probably shouldn't eat that. But here's where it gets fun. Once we learn to not eat poisonous things anymore, our body started to crave that which we couldn't have. And so sour candies became a popular thing. Cheeses, pickles, kimchi, sauerkraut, all of these sour foods started to kind of spring up. Partially due because that process that creates those sour flavors also produces a preservative additive to the foods. That's why sauerkraut keeps so much longer in a jar than just cabbage keeps sitting in the cupboard. So the taste kind of went along with the necessity, but they both created what we crave. I don't know about you, but after a long hot day, there is nothing that hits the spot like a cold pickle. And this kind of hits that same side of the taste buds. It allows you to get that twinge of sour that you crave with that nice, refreshing, crisp aftertaste of beer. Great job, guys. Again, let's take a little break. We're going to allow this glass to settle, because what we have next is a nice, classic, clean Mexican style lager. And I don't want to taste my sour while I'm enjoying that. See you in a minute. Now that our taste buds have had yet another opportunity to come back down from the stratosphere after going through such a great IPA and that wonderful cherry-infused tart, now is our opportunity to try maybe a classic? Yeah, we'll call it a classic. This is a lager. Here's the story behind lagers. All it literally means is when you take a beer, you make a beer, and you give it that time to lager, or the German word literally means wait. And you let those flavors mature. It allows it to have more richness, a little bit more smoothness, and overall a crisp, light beer. It lets you magnify flavors without having to add in a ton of ingredients to accomplish it. That's why we call it light beer. It has very little to do with the taste. It's really more to do with the amount of ingredients. That's why when we say a beer feels really heavy to drink, it has to do with how thick it is, how many ingredients go into it. When it comes to a lager, the ideal is light, crisp, refreshing, but not tasteless. That's where most American name brand lagers have completely lost touch with us, the beer drinking base. The Chavira by Bear Arms Brewing definitely hasn't done that. I am so excited to try this one. Now right off the bat, you'll notice it has a much lighter color to it than, say, the IPA, which is an ale, and this being a lager, it's going to be a little bit lighter. It has that traditional light golden color to it. That's what we want. The other thing with a lager is it's supposed to be drank cold, not too cold. This isn't drink when the Rocky Mountains turn blue cold. If it's that cold, you can't taste anything, and really all you're getting is malt liquor and bubbles. What I want with this is to taste the other two ingredients. See, I know that this lager has a little trick up its sleeve. Let's see if we can smell it first. It's hidden. So what makes it a Mexican lager? It really doesn't have anything to do with a style as much as perhaps ingredients. What we traditionally think of as a Mexican beer is really more of a descendant of German brewmasters fleeing world wars and starting breweries in what's now Mexico. Mexican style, however, usually has the added addition of some great ingredients. This one has two of my favorites, jalapenos and cilantro. At 5.4%, it's not all about the alcohol, it's about that light, crisp bite to it. Let's go for it. I'll tell you. Oh, that's good. Hold on. Okay, so right off the bat, you get hit with just smooth. It's cool. It feels so nice and smooth going down over your palate. You can see why this beer was meant to be drank all summer in the heat. This would be fantastic with some street tacos right now. Really can't get any spice off the jalapeno, but it's there. It's more like a roasted salsa with the jalapeno kind of in the background. The cilantro, however, is on your tongue. You can almost smell lime, but I really think it's more my brain telling me I taste jalapenos and cilantro. Where's the rest of my street tacos? I don't smell the lime as much as my brain's trying to fill it in for me. It's playing this really nice trick on my palate right now because I'm suddenly hungry for food that I don't have in front of me. Oh, it's just so well put together. I like it. It's cool, crisp, light, refreshing. Dear American breweries, this is what we want. This is what an American lager should taste like, especially a Texas lager, because, oh my gosh, this just tastes like heaven in a glass. At 5.4%, I don't feel like I'm going to be like thrown under the bus by drinking it either. I really think you're going to like it. Go and try this one. Get a flight. Try them all. But please give this Mexican lager a run for its money because it is going to pleasantly surprise you. One thing I did forget to mention. You'll notice with this fantastic can, there's no label on this can. So before I forget to do so, Mr. Kevin at Bear Arms, the wonderful brewer who put some of this together for me, he wanted me to make sure you guys knew that right now they have some labels coming in, and please forgive him for not having it. Kevin, on behalf of beer drinkers, we don't care about the label. What's in this glass? That's my label. This I'm going to throw away when I'm done. This glass I'm going to text all my friends about and make sure they go get one. So, good form. I really enjoy it. And guys, later they're going to get some labels and do up these things. As far as I'm concerned, save the cost. Right now, y'all deserve it. Please keep making beer. Whatever you guys have done in Waco, this is a testament to what you guys do. Kevin and Keith that brew down there have 35 years of experience in brewing beer, and you can taste that in their craft. You know, right here on the side of this glass, it literally says, roll up your sleeves, work hard, and perfect your craft. Gentlemen, I think your job is complete. Now get in there and make some more beer for me. Okay, last up is my favorite one of the night. I can't wait to try this with you. Locally sourced coffee from Waco that they used in their Java Coffee Stout. I know what you're thinking. Why do we have to drink dark beer in the summer? Because it's delicious. We'll see you in a few. I'm going to finish this one now. I'm glad you guys have still stuck around for the very last beer of today's video. Please, if you're enjoying this, give me a like, comment below on what you think I should try next, or tell me what your favorite Bear Arm beer is. Quite a few of them are available at local grocery stores and even gas stations that I've seen here close to my house, so let me know which one your favorite was. If you've tried any of the 4 that we tried today, let me know which one of them is your favorite, or if you don't like it, tell me why. Go down to see Bear Arms and try one of theirs. But again, like, comment, share, subscribe if you like these kind of videos. I do this because right now I can't go do what I love the most, which is have a beer with you. Please let me know how I can make this even better for the rest of us. Last but not least, this is what I'm waiting for. The Java Joule. Joule is in like a joule of energy, not as in like precious gemstones. Coffee Stout. I know what you're thinking. It's 100+ degrees right now in Texas. Why are they still brewing a stout? Stouts really aren't just cold weather beers. Sorry, pumpkin spice latte people of the world, you have a season. Stouts don't. So let's crack this one open and enjoy it. Oh my gosh, this looks good. Got it all over me. That's when you know it's a good one. Dark, rich, definitely malty. It's got almost this coffee-esque overflow to it. A little bit overcarbonated, probably my fault. I dumped it a little too fast. I'm getting kind of excited about this one. Come back in here with my fantastic napkin here and clean up my mess before I make it even worse. The Java Joule Coffee Stout. So this 8% beer actually has an IBU rating that's up there with some IPAs. It's in the 80s. Now, IBUs, or the International Bitterness Units, don't always play to the bitterness of just the hops. Sometimes it's the other ingredients. This one is actually made with a locally sourced coffee from Waco, Texas. I believe it's by Apex Coffee Company. Now, I can already smell, this whole room smells like coffee from just that little bit. The other thing is, look at that gorgeous head on there. I don't know if you've watched my other video about stout and porter that I tried. Porters aren't supposed to have a ton of head. Stouts are. You want that head to really cap and seal in that flavor. And out of a can, you can tell this one has plenty. Maybe even a little too much, which was my fault in how I poured it. Pop the sucker back off a little bit. That thick, rich, creamy head really helps cap and seal to try to hold in as much of those flavors as possible. I can tell you this beer is bursting with flavor. I can smell it even with that head trying to hold it back. You definitely get the roasted coffee, a little bit of chocolate, but it's kind of in the background. Oh, I'm looking forward to this one. Cheers. That is religious. That is a religious experience in a glass. This is fantastic. It's heavily roasted. It's very malty, but it's not burnt. Sometimes when I try stouts, they just come across burnt. And if you like that kind of beer, look up a Rauch beer. They are fantastic, smoky, burnt. Not my favorite, but good. It's almost like tasting liquid smoke. This isn't. It's like being in a coffee shop next door to a beautiful little chocolateria. Like, it's nice. It is bitter, but it's a bitter from the coffee. It's not bitter in the hops territory at all. In fact, the chocolate's kind of there on the palate. It's just a little bit sweet. It's just really nice. I'm enjoying it. It's darkness and roastedness really doesn't come across as heavy at all. It's really got a really light mouthfeel to it. It's just not thick, and it's not too much. This is really nice. If you're looking for something that's a stout that you can drink during the summer, I really recommend this one, especially if you're like me and just can't go your day without having a really nice latte to get that coffee side to it. I really think you're going to enjoy this one. Bear Arms has really crafted it up, and I love that they worked with another business locally to try to source their coffee. It's really pretty cool of them, spreading that love around, not just building the coffee, but building the community up as well. Guys, that's all I've got for this video. Please let me know if there's anything else that you want me to try. And go down and see Bear Arms if you can. If you're too far away, I'm sorry. You'll just have to watch us enjoying the beer for you. Check out their Facebook and Instagram. They like to post a lot of great videos, photos, and everything else. And I can tell you that they watch that pretty closely. Comment with something that you'd like them to maybe make or try or experiment with. I can tell you that I'll be letting Kevin know something that I would love to see him make. So we'll keep in touch and we'll see how it goes from there. Until next week, please enjoy. Remember, Drink local, drink well, drink often, drink responsibly. We'll see you soon.